Phoebe, also spelled Febner Phoebe, was a notable first-century Christian woman mentioned in the Epistle to the Romans by the Apostle Paul, Romans 16, 1-2. She held a prominent position within the Church of Synchra, and was entrusted by Paul to deliver his letter to the Romans. Phoebe came from a very busy port area called Synchra, a popular stop for people traveling from Syria or Asia Minor. Although there has been a great amount of debate concerning what her actual duties as a deacon might have been, it is clear that the Apostle Paul gave recognition to Phoebe, thanking her in public for her hospitality and for meeting the needs of the people in Synchra, and urging others to help her with her ministry as a deaconess of the church at Synchra. In Paul's commendation, Phoebe is described as both a servant or deacon, Greek diakonos, and a helper or patron of many, Greek prostatis, making her the only woman in the New Testament to be specifically referred to with these distinctions. Paul introduces Phoebe as his emissary to the church in Rome, providing her with credentials due to their lack of acquaintance. The use of the term deacon or deaconess should not be confused with the modern usage of the word deacon, as the ancient understanding was different from the modern. Many claim that the words surrounding Phoebe's name strongly suggest that it was Phoebe herself who actually delivered Paul's letter to the Christians in Rome. His written introduction of Phoebe to the Romans is intriguing to ponder. It is full of warmth and praise, encouraging a wonderful, accepting, and generous welcome, as if she were a holy one, a saint. Because she is from the church in Synchra, a port in Greece a few miles from Corinth, it becomes very plausible that she was Greek. Her ability and willingness to travel all the way from Synchra to Rome shows that she had an outstanding belief in the ways of Christ. Such a long and arduous journey had to have been made by someone who was open to adventure and deeply committed to the mission. Paul also used the word benefactor, or helper, to describe Phoebe. One can imagine some possibilities. No husband is mentioned, so perhaps she was unmarried and had the time to devote herself to the needs of the early church. Perhaps she had the financial means to give monetary assistance. Perhaps she offered her home as a place of worship. Centuries later, St. John Chrysostom praised Phoebe's work for the church as an inspiration and model for both men and women to imitate. He calls her a saint, a holy person, and a woman who served the church through the office of deacon. Women were indeed called to serve in the early church, as is seen in the example of Saint Phoebe. It was an honor to be able to give such service to the community through charitable acts and dedication to the church community. Saint Phoebe is an excellent example of how women have crucial roles in the church. Whatever talents they have, there is a way to bring them to the altar. Unfortunately, little else is known of Saint Phoebe, primarily due to the lack of further mention and the long history that is passed from her time to the present age.